We got Oscar De La Hoya was his excuses saying that, supposedly he
Death
got
threats.
threats. Do you believe any of that?
I mean, I can't question what he come out of his mouth with, but again, he was with him through the promotional and everything else. You know what I'm saying? That's why I was sitting up there, said, if you really truly believe in your guy, you win with your guy, you die with your guy. So it is what it is. So again, um, I don't know, man. It's just, Ron a good kid, man. In my book, I like him. He a class act. He came to fight. He did his best, and it's boxing. You know what I'm saying? He did
Right.
his boxing. He did his boxing and whatnot. And look at he did his part. Ron did his part, and I wish the best for him. Nothing but the best for him. Because he was a class act. He was a class act. He came in there and put on a good show. He was really trying. He wasn't not trying. He was trying. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
But it's a difference. It's a difference when you get in there with Tank and we signed that contract, and that's what I keep trying to tell people. It ain't serious until it gets serious.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Now, Bernard Hopkins was accused of testosterone cream, putting it on Tank's back. Coach Kenny said that, you were there. We were hearing you saying, "Don't touch him.
Don't touch him. Yeah.
Don't
And,
touch
and
him."
Bernard knows. Bernard knows again until we get the testers back and whatnot. Again, I'm not. Why would you be on outside trying to touch him? And I was right there in front of him. If you watch how I was standing, I knew Tank was on the edge. If you watch where I'm at all the time, I know when Tank going to do something wrong or when he going to do something right or what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Believe me. You understand? But why would you come all the way on the outside when you've been on the other side and tried to touch him or touch him? You get what I'm saying? That
Right.
don't make no sense. We know how this game is. We know how this game is. All week, don't drink nothing, Tank. Don't let nobody touch you. You know what I'm saying? All week. How big this fight is, you never know what's on people's mind.
Right. Right. And Coach Kenny mentioned, that it was a mysterious rub. He felt like where Hopkins was standing was more in the fact as if he could have pulled his arm to be able to get him away from the stage. But the way it was, Coach Kenny's words were it looked kind of crazy.
Hey, no, but everybody, didn't you say that?
Yeah, I did.
Would you touch him the way you was trying to touch him? That don't make sense.
Right. Right. 100%. And we still got to figure out the results and all that as well. And Coach Kenny mentioned, he was like, the only way that they could have felt threatened, it was because there's a lot of high rollers betting on Tank on this fight. So if those results do come in, shockingly, they're gonna post those type of threats possibly. So that was Kenny's reaction as far as saying like that's the only way he believes that any of these threats could possibly come through. But in the same time, it's very like it's not necessarily a public area to be kind of feeling like this could possibly happen.
Man, you never know in this boxing, man. We've seen a lot of strange things happen in boxing.
True.
A lot of strange things, man. And like I said, Dre made a lot of money. A lot of people was betting some serious money on this fight. I
Yeah.
don't get into that. They ask me questions. You always notice I say he can get you from 1 to 12. And I understand this age is like a betting age. You know what I'm saying?
DraftKings is
So
crazy.
everybody trying to get any analyst or anything that's going to give them an edge to place their money where they're going to place it at. So I don't get into the betting and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because me and Tank got this thing. We'll never bet on ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
I remember you saying that. Yeah.
Bad as I be wanting to, and I be right all the time in my mind and know how to push the buttons to make things happen. But I told him since the amateur when we was doing it, we was killing it. I said, yo, we gotta stop this. And we made a promise. We won't bet on ourselves. You know what I'm
Nice.
saying?
So, a day goes by and the mule, Ryan Garcia's mule comes out, apologizing to Ryan about hurting him in the body shot. Then obviously, the results come out that, Tank, cracks him in the body. Um, what do you think about all this extra talk?
Man, I don't even want to hear it, man. Everybody, he just wanted to come up, with that. That was a come up for him.
Yeah.
Again,
A couple days go by, I actually see he has a fight coming up as well. So
yeah. So I don't even get into that. Um, it is what it is. The fight is over. You know, Ron was there. He wasn't complaining about anything. That's just like when we went in the fight and our hands was hurt. Remember?
hmm
And we came in there to fight. And you hear what I told Tank? I ain't trying to hear that shit right now, nigga. Keep fighting. You
right,
know what we was into. If you ain't want to fight, you shouldn't be here.
right, right. So, when we talk about this 1.2 pay-per-view buys, 22.8 gate-wise, I mean, what is like the message for you, Coach Calvin, as far as for all the other fighters that want a piece of Tank?
We ain't getting down like that. We're gonna make you the offer. You either take it or you're not. You know what I'm saying? He's like that stimulus check. When the government sends you a check, you better take it or send it back. So that's what we at. We already know our worth. You with me? We
Right,
already know our worth. So y'all figure it out. First thing they're gonna do is sit at that round table and see what you did. If you ain't do enough, you know what I'm saying? That's what you're gonna get. Simple as that. You know.
you know, you threw out the flyer. It had Cruz, Martin, Shakur, and Devin on it. Got everybody like shaking when they seen the flyer. Um, who do you guys want to entertain next? And what like as far as like thoughts?
The only person on that list that got that backing behind him, and I didn't put him on the list, and that's Cruz. Not. I mean,
L-
that's Pitbull.
Loma
He got
was Loma on there too? I think Loma was
yeah.
on there
Romo was on there. Shakur was on there. Devin was on there, and Martin was on there.
in Cruz, yeah.
Yeah, but Cruz, that's the one that I look at because of we made him a star.
Mm,
We
mm,
made him a star, and he comes to fight. It's things that I know, that Tank know, and everybody else know that didn't happen in that fight, and he still did well. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
again, you know,
And his numbers must have been pretty decent for
his
you
numbers are
beating one
good. When he come out, the crowd go crazy for him. And then one thing, his culture, they support him. They support him. You know what I'm saying? And if you talk about that fight, people sit there and say, "Oh no, he lost that fight against him. No, he won." So it's back and forth. And most great champions go back and rematch, and quiet the naysays.
Yeah, yeah.